Have you ever started working towards something and you haven't seen any progress, so you just stop? When this happened, did you feel frustrated and like there's just no point in continuing? Well, that's exactly when you need to work harder. When things feel pointless, you need to lean into frustration. Leaning into frustration is whenever you're working on something and it starts to fluster you or you feel like quitting, instead of shying away, you actually push towards it and lean more into the frustration. Say you really wanted to learn a specific topic. For this example, I'm going to use coding because that is something that I'm still actively learning. So you sit down, you open up your computer, you start watching a tutorial or you have MDM open, and then something happens. You don't understand anything. And in this moment where you feel like you're completely clueless on the subject, you want to quit. That is exactly where you need to push forward, because this frustration of, so you're typing something, you get it wrong. Oh, what's this function? How does it work? That frustration is telling your brain that it is important. You being frustrated is a neural cocktail in your brain that is responsible for plasticity, more specifically directed plasticity. If you direct your attention to something that frustrates you, the fact of you actually continuing to lean into that frustration is what develops the skill. So if you work on something that frustrates you with dedicated effort, and every time you lean into the frustration, that signals to your brain, this is important. He's feeling frustrated, yet he's continuing to do this. I need to adapt in order to fulfill this task. Nothing good is easy. No skill is going to be easy. They're all going to require hard work and effort. And the main effort is, no matter how frustrated you feel, actually pushing towards and leaning into that frustration. By leaning into the frustration, you make developing skills possible. If you don't lean into frustration, you won't be able to develop any type of skills or any type of abilities. Leaning into frustration is key for directed plasticity, which is the way that we develop skills that we direct ourselves to. Leaning into frustration is also key for building discipline. If you wake up and you don't feel like doing something, if you don't lean into the frustration of not doing something, you will never do it. I didn't want to record this video, but guess what? I leaned into frustration. I knew if I record this video, I'll get this outcome. If I record this video, it makes recording the next 3 videos that I have infinitely easier. Leaning into frustration is not only beneficial for learning skills and developing abilities, but it's also beneficial for self-improvement, because leaning into frustration allows you to consistently do the hard work, especially when you don't feel like it. Because instead of developing the habit of, oh, I do the work when I feel like it, I get to grind when I feel like it, you develop the habit of, I do the work regardless of how I feel, because even if I'm feeling bad about doing the work, I lean into that frustration and still do it. Even if I'm feeling good about doing the work, well, I'm gonna do it obviously because I want to do it. So your baseline is probably going to be, oh, I don't want to do this. Let's be real. So if you develop the ability to lean into your frustration and the habit of leaning into that, I don't want to do it every single day, then you become a person who does it every single day, regardless of how you feel. Leaning into that frustration makes developing skills easier. It makes self-improvement easier because it makes consistency easier. Leaning into frustration will be one of your best friends on self-improvement, and I really recommend you develop that habit. If you need help leaning into frustration or finding out a system that allows you to derive joy from leaning into frustration, sign up for one-on-one self-improvement coaching. We could have a 30-minute call, and I could break this down to you more in depth. You can ask me questions. It's only $15 for a 30-minute call. Will be worth the value. Or you could sign up for a whole monthly program, which is $50. Or if you're really feeling it, you can sign up for the Self-Improvement Summer Package, which lasts from now all the way up to August 30th. Although the Self-Improvement Summer Package is limited time, because after June 30th, it does lose its value. And say you just have a mini question that you want to ask me, join the Self-Improvement Summer Discord. I'm pretty active in there, although I can't guarantee a full one-on-one conversation like I can with coaching. Subscribe, now get off YouTube. Go lean into frustration of doing work instead of watching this.